So the Phillip Schofield shit show continues. Phillip Schofield has now, he's trying to fight back. He had sent out a message on his Instagram saying that this morning was the best place to work, best people. You can listen to those persistently loud voices if you like. Thousands of guests of the year, thousands of staff and crew, hundreds of presenters and contributors all know it was a family. And he's trying to say that the same handful of people have a grudge against me or the show seem to have the loudest voice. And in some cases, some people can have a personal thing against Phil. It could be Dan Wooten, it could, Kim Woodburn, Eamonn Holmes. But then there are just people who are genuinely reporting on the truth. And that's what I've been doing on my channel with my videos. And with this video, I want to show you some messages, and I'll show you one right here. These are Snapchat messages that Phillip Schofield had with a young guy back in December 2016. And these messages here, you see the person messages Schofield, love you, some emojis, smiley face, big smiles back, and then Phillip Schofield messages him saying 13 is good. Now, 13 is good right away. You might think, oh god, that is creepy and dodgy as fuck, right? But again, we don't know the context. We haven't seen the other messages, so we don't know exactly what he means by 13 is good. But right away when you see that, you're probably thinking 13, it's 13, his age. And it carries on, and they're just joking around, saying about, oh, want to wear my jumper like you, Phil, and then he's saying, just make sure it's the right way to go, otherwise you'll look like a dick, ha ha ha. And then another message, but he sends him a photo, ta-da from Philip. So he sends him a selfie. And then the guy, and to be fair, from these messages that I came across, it does come off like the guy is messaging Phil more than Phil's messaging him. A lot of Phil's responses are just okay, and an emoji. It doesn't become really an in-depth talk. But then you see the guy talking about, oh, you better be in Vista. I don't know what Vista is on Boxing Day. But with these Snapchat messages, we had heard before that that Phil had been sending Snapchat messages to this guy Ollie, and this was back in 2001. Phillip Schofield's 3 years of Snapchat messages with TikTok star, and this started when the kid was just 17. Now that's the thing. I mean, how many men do you know who are around 55, 56? Who will message young boys when they're 17, 18. I don't know any men who would do that. And if you did know someone who did that, your immediate thought in your thought would be, that's pretty weird, that's pretty creepy. But it just seems to be in this showbiz world, and this came out in 2021 when Ollie reported on this, that it's because, well, he's a celebrity and people just turn a blind eye and he gets away with it. But it is very dodgy, though. And in fairness, with the Ollie kid, Ollie didn't say that there was anything inappropriate with these messages. He kind of even made a joke of it and said, oh, I bet you're well jealous to his followers, or well jealous, like what the kids like to say. But this is very odd, though. It seems to be a pattern here of Phillip Schofield messaging young guys. This is back in 2016. This was back, a few years before Phillip came out publicly. But at the time, it didn't get picked up by the media. Now, this guy on his Twitter has about thousands followers. A lot of those followers might be just you followers that people came across this. And maybe he had very little followers at the time, maybe only 10, 20 followers, and no one's came across it in 2016. But it just seems very odd. We're hearing all the stories that Philip met the guy he had an affair with. He was 15, but there is speculation, obviously, online, the rumours that he was much younger. if it is the guy in question that was at the drama group. But it just seems to be a very odd pattern here of these messages that he's sending to young boys. And there was even one on Twitter that said that Phillip Schofield had messaged his friend. He's claiming, allegedly, messaged his friend, and this is back when his friend was in secondary school. Now, he might have been the legal age, the kid, but to be met a 55, 56-year-old man around that point, mid-late 50s, messaging young teens, and to be clear, it looks like they could. I'm not saying they aren't or legal age. He never made that clear to the guy in the tweet, but it is very dodgy nonetheless. So it looks like more and more will come out with this stuff with Phillip Schofield. It looks like he's more or less finished. His career is finished, and again, the walls are really closing on Phillip Schofield. He's trying to fight back with this statement about the show, but it's just one little soft blow. It's not going to be enough. The walls are really closing in